Drivers. All right.
Right, good evening everyone. It's round number 9 of the PSGL Formula 4 Championship. It's Singapore, the Marina Bay Street Circuit. And I hope you're all ready for the ride because it's going to be a long one, especially if the usual weather that I get when I commentate delivers again. Rain, rain, rain. Demon's excited to be here for the what could be a 15-hour broadcast.
Yes. Very excited. It looks like it's dry for qualifying.
Yeah, it lulls you into that false sense of security.
That's true. It was a dry quality last week.
Although we may get a comment from like Haig, who usually tunes into the stream, and he might tell us what the race weather is. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We've got a viewer, so I think the stream's working okay. There's just the 12 riders, or 12 runners and riders today. I think that's more than what we had in Japan now, so...
Yeah, we had 10 last week.
So, not everyone's guaranteed a point, although I reckon if you finish, you probably will be. With Singapore
we
being...
We had 15 yesterday and 6 people finished, so...
Were you one of them?
Of course I was.
Oh, the confidence you said... The confidence you said that with, and then the slightly less confident 6th.
I mean, I've only DNF'd twice in PSGL, so...
And to finish first you have to finish.
Exactly.
So you never know. I think Clyde was the first one on track, but... Sorry Clyde, but I am going to follow Josh, because... It's a big race for him. He started to drop points to Aaron in the last 3 rounds. So he needs a good result tonight.
Oh, he does have a good chance for pole. He's one of the few people I've seen get into 37s. So,
of course, you've watched them practice in the sort of build up to this. What did you anything you particularly noticed?
Venom started off not doing so great, but the more laps he logged, he got better and better. So, if you could keep that on, I could see him top 5 tonight.
Ooh, so everyone's out on track is on the Ultra Softs, but the 3 people in the pits are set up with different tyres. So I wonder if that would suggest that there is no rain for the race, because if it was rain for the race,
all ultras.
Yeah, and what Haig's just gone out on softs. Haig tends to do that, doesn't he? He tends to go for a different compound to the rest at the start of qualifying, maybe just to get his eye in.
He usually does. He does his banker on a harder tire, then he comes out and smokes everybody in ultras.
Well, it's not a bad tactic, I suppose, for a banker lap, because it gives you an opportunity to do a different strategy if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Not a bad call. Follow Josh round his lap, just starting off now. I won't mention the first sector time, because every time I do that, I then realise quickly that I have no idea if it's quick or not. Usually around this track you can get an idea following on board, like how quick somebody is. Although sometimes you can look pretty leery around here and still be really quick, it's just about carrying the speed into the corners.
Yeah.
It's like Josh has had a fairly good lap so far, no real mistakes to speak of. This is a beautiful circuit, I have to admit, especially under the lights. There's something about it.
Yeah,
for me,
the cars look amazing under lights.
That Ferrari's one of those cars that really looks good as well under the lights.
The Renault looks really good too.
Force India.
Hey, leave my bubblegum car alone.
Usually I have a lot to say on a Singapore lap, but so far Josh has looked very composed. He may not be going maximum attack yet, maybe just getting his eye in. Make sure he's got a banker in, you don't want to throw it all away on your first time lap. So, better to be safe than sorry. Looking for his last sector. It's probably my favourite part of the track. You can really throw the car into some of these corners. And it does reward you often enough. He's just got a couple more corners to do. Clyde has gone quickest, but I get the feeling that's not going to last very long. Because Josh has got a 38.2. Aaron's coming up to the line now as well on his first ultra soft lap. Can he match his championship rival? Game Freak has gone second, and Aaron goes into that second place, just 3 tenths away from Josh. Battle is on at the front. What about Simo? He shows pretty well in qualifying recently, I would say. He's done some pretty good times. Of course, last week he threw it all away in the race, but he's gone third.
He almost took for one. It's Game Freaker.
Oh, Mr. Grumpy has gone quickest on a 1:38.0. Almost into the 1:37s. And wow, that's a very good lap. He's really shown some great pace recently, Mr. Grumpy, hasn't he?
Yeah. I don't know, the last 3 weeks, they do a practice session before the race. It's Aaron, him, and Hulk. And then I sit there and watch them, and all 3 times they had a double podium for Sauber.
Yeah, you must be the lucky charmer. Wait, Venom's retired in the pit lane.
Yeah. Oh, so, yeah, he did mention that he was going to start in the back and work his way through.
It's not a bad tactic. Especially when there's only 12 drivers. It's not exactly that big of a field. I think if there was 18 or 17 or 18 drivers, I think he probably wouldn't do that. But
yeah.
Haig's
with
done
the first 3 corners being so tight, you know, anything could happen.
Yeah, Betrayer's not gone out on track yet either, so he might be adopting a similar policy.
Mr. P's coming through Sector 3 now. I don't know if he's on a hot lap or an outlet.
It doesn't look a great lap, to be honest. And he's going into the pits.
He's pulling to the pits, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Probably invalidated.
LFC for life is on the soft tyre. I suppose his aim would be to get ahead of Haig, because he's the only other one who's done a lap on softs, but I don't think he's going to be that close to Haig's time. He's not. And it's probably to be expected. I think Haig, from what we've seen, has got more pace than LFC. Haig, of course, in 5th in the championship at the moment, and in a titanic battle for 3rd place with Blue Mosquito, who isn't racing tonight, and Mr. Grumpy. But I'd say with the way it's going at the moment, Mr. Grumpy is probably the favourite for that 3rd spot, because his pace is up there with the championship contenders.
Yeah. And he won last week too, so he's got confidence and momentum coming from the race.
I think Hulk did go out on track, but he's back in the pits again. He may have had an issue on his lap. He apparently may be under the influence of alcohol tonight, so we're interested. It's not a track I'd choose to drink for, if I'm honest, but I mean, Monza next week, I'd say that's probably not a bad one, because it's not the hardest of tracks, I'd say.
You know, crack a bottle of wine, you know, it's Italy.
Yeah, wine. Betrayer is out on track on the super soft tyre. The only driver who's gone out in the super softs. It's pretty easy to do a one stop around here. It's really more about not breaking your front wing.
So, one thing I learned from the race yesterday is if they didn't make you change tires, you could go do the whole race on softs.
Damn rules.
Yeah, I know. I did 20 laps yesterday and I was on 48% when I pit.
Yeah, well, I mean... So you can go really aggressive on the tyres here, it's just about keeping out the walls, if anything.
Yeah. Which is the product of being aggressive. The walls.
Yep. I think Betrayer is going to be the first one to start a lap. I won't say it's been the most liveliest of qualifying sessions. A lot of drivers choosing to stay in the pits, but most of them are going for laps now, just the exception of Venom. But who are we to question Venom's strategy? He got a podium last time out.
That is true.
Although to be fair, there's no one who sounded more surprised about that podium than him.
Well, he said in your chat before the race started, this track sucks for me. And he gets started. Good evening, Game Freaker.
Drivers need to probably head out, if they're going out for another run, probably need to head out to pits pretty shortly. Betrayer's on his lap. This probably isn't the sort of track where Betrayer's good tyre wear will help him really, because I think it's a one-stopper anyway for everyone. So, and I think in the chat, Betrayer didn't sound overly confident around here.
Like I was saying about Grumpy winning last week, he has the confidence and the momentum. Going back a couple weeks, Game Freaker won the Spain race, and then he went on vacation for 2 weeks, so he's still coming off a win as well.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone does drive, should definitely have confidence going into this. I think it's maybe the likes of Josh and Simo who potentially won't have confidence going into this race. Simo's last 3 results haven't been particularly strong.
Simo had a great car last week. His drive setup did not go well with that wet track.
No, if it is a dry race, I think Simo's one to watch. I think he just...
Oh, for sure.
Betrayer's laps looks good, but it's not looked like he's pushing, I would say.
Grumpy's...
Grumpy he crashed. No, he's going to... He didn't get... I don't think he can get out of
have
pits in time.
it.
Yeah. Oh, Betrayer's gone 6th on the super softs, not bad. I think Iran was pretty close. Yeah, he's just coming through a second sector, Iran now. So he'll be completing a lap pretty soon. I don't know if Mr. P or Hulkenberg are close to finishing their laps. No, I don't think so, so I'll stay with Iran.
Well, Hulkenberg looks like he's coming through the tunnel now.
Yeah, so they should be pretty close together.
Oh yeah, I can see Iran right in front of him.
Can Iran improve? He's currently set for P3. If he can't improve, he'll have time for another lap if he wants to. Iran across the line and goes on to pole. First man into a 137, 37.8. And Hulkenberg goes
38.3 for
fourth. I don't think he's been drinking that much. And Mr. P went 6th. So nice effort from all of them, really. Who is close to completing a lap? Clyde, no, Haig's just starting his lap. I would say probably Josh, who's just in sector 3 now. And everyone who's on a lap can complete theirs. It's all down to this. Can Josh stop Sauber claiming an all like a 1-2 in qualifying to go with their excellent results recently? Don't know how he's looking at it compared to his Delta. A bit of oversteer there. As he comes towards the final. Fast left-hander. Can Josh take pole position? No, he can't. He's very close though. That was
a Sauber sandwich.
Yeah, the half a tenth off. Hulk's on another lap and he's up in his first sector time. Clyde is about to come around the final corner on his ultra soft attempt. Can he improve from his current 9th place? He can, he goes 7th. Who else is... I think Hulkenberg, yeah, he's quicker in the second sector. He hit the wall a bit there though. That may cost him his time coming up to the line. He could put it onto the front row here. Hulkenberger goes 3rd on a 38.0. Simo improved to 5th on a 38.2. Well, like Game Freaker lost it. Oh, and I think that cost him. What about Haig? Haig goes 6th on a 38.5. And I think that's everyone. So
yeah.
LFC will Betrayer gets to start on the super softs. He's in 10th, but it's Iran that takes pole ahead of Josh and separated by half a tenth. Hulk's in 3rd, Mr. Grumpy 4th, Simo 5th, Haig 6th, Mr. P 7th, Clyde 8th, Game Freaker 9th, Trey 10th, LFC 11th, and Venom in 12th. I'd say the top 6 separated by 7/10 of a second. It's pretty close at the front. And I'd say all 6 you could make cases as to why they could win this race. So we should be set for a great race.
I mean, they haven't disappointed us yet in the races we've watched. Oh yeah, that's right. That is Aaron's first pole in forever.
Oh,
He was talking about it today, how he has that drought.
Of course, and he got Did he get? I think he got robbed late on at Japan, didn't he? By was it Simo?
Yeah, Simo nipped him.
Yeah. So, wow, Josh nearly robbed him here as well. But no, that drought's finally over. How long is the drought? Has it been said?
Yeah, Big C says it's his first pole in PSGL since Season 7 F1 2013.
Wow, that is a long wait, especially for someone who's won so many races in that time.
And championships.
Yep, fair play, Aaron. That wait is over. I just hope that hasn't excited him too much and he doesn't struggle in the race. I think Aaron's always been a better racer than he has a better qualifier.
Which makes it scary for this race. He usually has pretty good starts too, so...
Yeah, Josh is up against it, but he's right there. At least he's alongside him because Hulk and Grumps were not too far away. In fact, Grumps was on pole for a lot of the session.
Yeah.
So, no massive shocks in qualifying. I'd say, I don't know, you might be, I don't know if he was practicing or not, but Game Freak I perhaps expected to be a little bit higher up. But after his win in Spain not too long ago, but apart from that, I would say it's pretty much as I expected. Maybe Game Freak will have better race pace, we'll have to see. It is dry for the race. It can't be dry for the whole race. You're lying to me. Of course, unlike other tracks, we could usually tell by the sky, but at Singapore it's just a black sky, so we don't know. So we're not far away from the race start. Be interested to see what tyres LFC and Venom go for. I feel like Venom will go for something different if he was planning that strategy. Okay, so it's Aaron versus Josh from the start here. 5 lights. And we're underway. Aaron gets a typically good start, I would say. And he's held off Josh down to turn 1. Grumpy challenging Hulk and they nearly make contact. And Grump's trying to go down the inside of Hulk. Can he get that 3rd spot? They're still alongside each other. Simo, Game Freak is up to 6, so he's had an excellent start. And Grumpy, I think, has passed. Yes, he is. Oh, and there's yellow flag in Sector 1 LFC. Has spun. Oh,
man, 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, there's so many cars alongside each other here. Oh, and there's contact. And there's Game Freak kind of half spun. And Hulk having another look at Grumps. Oh, it's battling behind us. Oh, and they've gone into the wall. Mr. P and Game Freaker have gone into the wall. Oh, and that's got to be damage on, well, certainly Game Freak and maybe Mr. P as well. So that's really cost them both there. The top 2 have got miles ahead. Hulk got 3rd off Grumps in the end. So that's a crucial move for Hulk. And doesn't look like Grumps will be able to help his teammate as much as he would have hoped to. And Haig is right behind Simo. Is he going to try and move? No, he's not. And yeah, just looking at the tyres, Venom started on super softs, LFC started on softs, but that's ruined for him now after that spin. So it's as you were in the top 2 positions, Hulk and top 4 actually. It's who's made the best start? It's definitely Venom, up 4 places. He's up from 12th to 8th. It's actually as you were in the top 6 actually. Not too surprising because there's not many opportunities to overtake here. And yeah, but Aaron and Josh have kind of got the perfect start for them because they haven't got anything to worry about either ahead or behind them. It's just them 2 versus each other. Game Freaker has had to pit. That's a disastrous start for him. Did you get a good view of that Mr. P Game Freaker incident?
I was on like the broadcast view. They went into the corner side by side, and as they were coming off the corner, both cars slid out wide, and then I believe it was Game Freaker got pinned against the wall.
Sounds like an unfortunate collision. Hopefully they can still salvage him. But Mr. P didn't get damaged by the looks of it, so it's not too. And it doesn't look like LFC got damage either from that spin on that one. So could still make his strategy work.
Yeah, it didn't look like he hit anything.
No, which is surprising. Actually, I thought on that one it might have been potentially stuck with another car, but maybe just adjusting to the high fuel.
I didn't like catch it fully, but it might have been a case where he clipped the curb and the curb just got hold of him.
Ah, yeah, that would make sense. The curbs aren't too bad around here, but they can catch you out from time to time.
Well, if you put the power down while you're on one, you may have an issue.
That's true. So Aaron still leads. Ahead of Josh, 6/10 of a second. I think they're on Hulk's actually just done the fastest lap of the race, so I don't know. Whatever he's been drinking, I might have to try some. Because he's shown possibly his best pace of the season so far. He's leaving Grumps behind him for dust, and I'm surprised Mr. P has pitted, so maybe he did have damage. Or he maybe picked up some on lap 2.
Yep. Yeah, wing change.
And he goes on to the super softs. So, not ideal for him. And well, Venom's strategy's worked out pretty well for him. He's gained 4 positions off the start, and you know he's avoided the carnage.
Yeah.
And now
he's going to be on the fastest tire at the end too.
Yeah, he's tucked up behind Clyde, and then I don't think he'll be too disappointed with that at all. Start so far. I mean, obviously this is quite a narrow street circuit. There's not many opportunities for overtaking. So, it's commonly referred to as a race of attrition. Is that how you see this unfolding?
Actually, for these guys, no. They race pretty clean and they don't make many mistakes. I think I'll say 11 of the 12 finish.
Oh, bold move as Haig nearly got the power too early and nearly slid into the wall. He realised where that was going to finish and got out the power just in time. Yeah, I wouldn't suspect anything to happen in these early laps. I think maybe where mistakes might happen is towards the end of the race with fatigue. But right now,
that or after pit stops when traffic becomes a factor.
Yeah, and getting used to a new compounded tyre as well.
Yeah.
They're looking pretty composed throughout the field so far. Josh still behind Owen. It's kept in DRS range, so Owen will know he's there. And if he makes a mistake, then Josh will be eager to pounce. And if you're in that sort of window as well, there is a potential to get an undercut on the driver ahead and maybe get a position through the pit stop phase.
That is true.
So I don't think Josh will mind being in this position because it opens up a lot of strategies for him. Just depends if there's a window for him to pit and rejoin not in traffic. Yeah, I'd say Hulk's probably one of the quickest, if not the quickest driver on circuit at the moment. Really showing some strong pace. And he could be joining Aaron and Josh at the front soon. Haig seems to have, I don't know if he has more pace than Simo, but he's comfortably staying close to him. Would you say
DRS range?
Would you say if it's a benefit to some drivers if they are in a battle to keep a gap between them and the driver in front and look after the tyres a bit more?
Yeah, I can see that. And also, if you stay a little further back, the dirty air won't wreck you as much going into some of these tighter corners.
Like I think he just did with Venom, he had loads of understeer going through the last 2 corners. Behind Clyde, I think Venom definitely has more pace than Clyde, but it's just you just got to try and get a good run out of, especially this corner now that he's coming up to, because if he can get a good run out of this corner, he's got a good chance into the next turn with the help of DRS. Yeah, he's pretty close, so I think he might have a go here. Is Clyde going to fight him too much? Clyde gives him space. I think that seemed to me like Clyde did kind of concede that one.
Yeah.
Realises that he could possibly follow Venom and he could drag him up to the next group of cars, so that may be his tactic. Well, Venom up to 7th.
You don't want to be side by side either in the corners.
Oh no, it's not worth an incident or anything like that. So Venom's up to 7th, great start for him. On the back of the grid, and he's just quietly gone about his business. And
the Betrayer's locking in on Clyde now.
And yeah, both Venom and Betrayer on Super Softs compared to Clyde on the Ultras, so you know this pace differential will only get more as the Ultra Softs start to wear. Don't think they would at this stage though. I think still.
That tire wear's not that bad here, so probably about 3 or 4 more good laps for the Ultras.
Oh, and Haig pits. That's an incredibly early stop. He doesn't look to have damage.
He must be going for the sauce.
He is
Supers.
going. Yeah.
I think he's on a 2-stop strategy.
He's on the Ultras, according to on my screen.
The hell? They put supers on a car that says Ultras on my screen too.
Yeah. Wow. That's an interesting strategy. I didn't expect that.
Well, I guess he'll be pitting for supers on, well, 18, I guess.
He's gonna. That's a long pit stop round here, though, isn't it? So it's a lot of time to make up.
Yeah.
I mean, Haig, I think, was losing time behind Simo, but I can't. It's gonna be tough for him to gain those positions back, especially as you'd think eventually he may catch up to that Venom Clyde Betrayer battle, but he's a long way behind that at the moment. He's got some clean air, which is not so bad. But we'll just see how he gets on. With that sort of strategy, I'd be expecting to see his name pop up on the bottom left of the screen with fastest lap in a couple of laps, because he's certainly
Josh is right on the back of Aaron now.
is. So Aaron not known for his pole positions, so it was quite a surprise today when he got one. But what Aaron is known for is his excellent defending and making that Sauber car as large as possible. So Josh has closed in, but it's a completely different thing to try and get past. So he's got the DRS home. I think Betrayer might be having a go at Clyde. He was alongside, I think, briefly, but Clyde's held him off. But this looks a matter of if and not when. Oh, when and not if, shall I say. Got with DRS, didn't get the best run, but it's like Clyde might be running a bit more error because that's extreme strength is strong, and Betrayer goes around the outside. Still alongside each other. Oh, and Clyde had to concede there. Betrayer had the line, and Betrayer is up to 8th place. Sorry, 7th with Haig pitting, of course. Josh has kind of backed off Aaron on this lap after being as close as he ever has been.
Yeah, I believe he had a little wiggle in one of the corners.
Can't afford to back off too much because we don't want to make this guy angry. The Hulk. So hopefully we could have a three-way battle at the front here because Hulk looks to have excellent pace at the moment. Unlike those two, he's not in a championship battle, so that may make him less inclined to stay behind. Maybe more inclined to take a risk and go for a move. Can you see Venom and Betrayer being threats later in the race with the super soft strategy?
I think so. Because everybody will be on supers later and they'll be on ultras, and Venom's faster than some of the people on ultras right now, so. And there you go, you called it, Haig with fast left.
About to say, I'm a genius. There is Hagen. Well, he won't be able to do fastest lap now because he's right behind LFC. Caught him
You
up
don't see
very
him pull him up
quickly.
too much.
No,
They're on two different strategies.
I don't think LFC will be able to anyway with the tyres, even if he wanted
No.
to. That's a shocking camera angle. There we go. Hey, down the inside. Oh, LFC does.
Wheel banging.
He does defend. He wasn't so eager to give that place up, but there's nothing he can do. Haig up to 9th, and he'll start chasing down his next target, which will be Clyde. I think Hulk's made a bit of a mistake because he's lost a bit of time to Josh. I mean, Aaron's starting to stretch his legs. Might have been saving some fuel early on. But he's running a good race so far, and like you say, it must have been. It's probably a scary thing for his opposition that he took pole, because that's not like him at all.
Usually picks his way through the field and gets to where he needs to be. Oh, I hate this camera angle. It's that camera angle where you're like looking through the back wing, like if DRS was open.
Yeah, it's oh, I know which one you mean. I was watching tried to watch Haig overtake LFC, and that camera angle came on. I was like, yeah, thanks. Totally what I wanted to see.
I mean, it's such a narrow, tight track. There's limited on the camera angles you get. So
Yeah, I've never commented on a race around like Monaco, but I bet the camera angles there are shocking.
yeah, I'd assume so.
Monaco never tends to get picked for racing league calendars from what I see though, because I don't know if there's issues with the track. I imagine there's probably more glitches around with it being such a narrow track.
Well, as a spectator for, well, that's, you know, I mean, watching the streams last season, they did do Monaco. So.
How did it go?
Better than you think it would.
Yeah, I've found Monaco a nightmare since we've had these wider cars in this game.
That's a good question, Big C.
What's his question?
Who of the top 3 will go for the undercut? I think Hulkenberg will be the one to do it.
I was going to say the same thing, especially as he has, I'd say, has a lot less to lose. So
yeah,
he could.
I see Aaron and Josh pitting on the same lap.
Yeah. I don't know, I mean, it depends if... I mean, Josh is starting to fall away from Aaron a bit, and the gap's nearly up to 2 seconds, so... Maybe Josh is saving fuel, and then he might go for the undercut, or he could be saving fuel and he can stay out and go into rich mix. So he's got options.
It's always a possibility Grumpy could do the undercut too. If he sees Aaron not pit, he could just jump down pit lane since he's behind.
That is very true, actually. Yeah, Grumps hasn't had quite as much pace as I thought he might have in the race so far. He doesn't look like he's quite got the pace of the top 3, but he's still in there. He's close enough to be a problem with the others in the race. So I don't know. I feel like if Josh was to pit on the same lap as Aaron, he'd want to be closer than what he is, because if he was at least very close, then there's a potential he could jump him if Aaron got held. But if he's 1.6 seconds behind, it'd be tough for Josh to make that jump in the pits. If they pitted on the same lap, I mean, I'd say, what sort of lap would you expect them to pit? I guess, would you say around lap 13, 14?
Yeah, 13. The guys on Ultras will go 13. The guys that start Supers will go 18.
Okay. Haig is catching up to Clyde pretty quickly. Oh, and Josh pits.
Oh, Josh is, yeah.
That's an early stop. Will that be super softs or will that be softs? You could probably...
It's super. You could do 20 on Supers.
That looks like soft tyres. Oh, does it?
Ooh.
Yeah, it is soft tyres.
It is.
Ah, so he's... It's a gamble, but it's not a gamble. So that's a... Keep
Personally,
Josh...
I would have did that 3 laps ago if that was the strategy.
Oh, Clyde has pitted. That saves I think that saves Josh to an extent, but what could be an issue for Josh is that he's come out just behind Haig. Out. Whoa, bit of a jump there. I wonder if... I mean, that's not the worst person... What the... I don't know if that's me lagging
What
or...
What happened to Josh?
On my screen, it looks like he lagged back. I don't know if... I thought that was on my end, but...
On my screen, it just looked like he slowed down like the computer was controlling the car. Oh, now he's lagging. Yeah, he's lagging big time.
Yeah, Josh has got major lag. That's a problem.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop watching him because it's quite disorientating.
Yeah, I'm starting to get motion sickness. Yeah.
So is Aaron gonna
take the same corner 3 times?
Oh, and Josh is out.
Too. There's Josh.
He's in the wall.
Yeah.
Oh dear. And is that the
much...
Is that the sight of his championship going up in flames?
I was just gonna say that's pretty much gonna really ruin his chances because Aaron's really consistent.
Oh, and Hulk's got a 5-second stop go. I mean, that'll be added to his race time because I don't think he's gonna have to pit after this.
No.
And they all...
Would he go wide coming into the pits?
I didn't see. I just saw the penalty. Oh no, he's being held.
He's actually serving it right now.
You don't usually see that, do you? That's weird.
Oh, you know why? Because it happened before he was on pit road. When he was coming onto the pit lane, he went across the stripes, and it gives you a corner cut for that.
Oh, and that's odd. Then do you think? What happened with Josh? I wonder if he. I mean, it'd be not. I wonder if he comments on the stream or something because all we saw from him is he started having major lag and. But
look to me that he just gave up and drove down the access road because that's where his car was. And Grumpy is taking the lead during his pit stops.
Yeah, he didn't pit in the same lap as him, so no issues there.
Well, he couldn't because they were so close on the track.
Yeah, you mentioned that he might potentially get fooled by it, but yeah, he's Aaron's behind Haig now, anyway. So I think this will be an easy move for him because Haig has got pretty good pace at the moment. But it's all under control for Aaron now because Hulk's had that penalty. So chances are Grump's going to rejoin in second and it'll be Sauber 1-2 again.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Manisha couldn't have dreamed for a better few weeks in the F4 Championship. But the way it's standing at the moment is Grump's pits, so Seema will have very fresh tyres at the end.
Betrayer gets the first on-track penalty of the race.
I'm trying to wonder why Josh gave up. I mean, I don't know if it's maybe connected to he knew he had internet issues and he didn't want to ruin anyone else's race with the issues that he was having. I don't know, but maybe he didn't want to go on softs and they put him on softs. Could be a number of things.
Yeah.
I'm shocked, by the way, that Grumps has rejoined behind Hulk. That power of power of fresher tyres, I guess. So Hulk is still.
Because wasn't Grumps the one that had the 5-second penalty?
Did he? I thought Hulk had the penalty.
Oh, that was Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's very odd why Grumps hasn't jumped him. He really must have struggled on those old tyres. But he'll have fresher tyres at the end now, so he could be able to attack Hulk, who pitted 2 laps earlier.
I expect Simo to pit this lap.
There's not much point to Simo staying out any longer. He's going to have fresh tyres than everyone else anyway. Yep, he pits.
There he comes.
How's he with a pit lane? Pretty good. Oh, could be a
Venom
battle.
well, obviously, Venom and Betrayer stay because they both started on the supers.
Well, this is what could be interesting soon. The Hagen Iron, who are on much fresher tyres, closing in on Venom and Betrayer, who themselves might be battling soon. So,
Oh, Haig's not on the fresh tires anymore. He's been on those for 8 laps.
yeah, I'd say they're still probably in better shape than Venom and Betrayer. I mean, it depends how long Haig wants to stay out for, because he will have to pit again regardless. So,
Yeah.
but that might not be an issue for Iron soon. I mean, Iron stays. Iron's not going to take any major risks, is he? He doesn't need
Yeah,
to.
there he goes.
Is Haig going to defend?
Oh.
Yeah, Haig defends. I suppose in a way, Haig is essentially racing Venom and Betrayer.
Yes. Because they both have to pit, or all three have to pit one more.
So yeah, this isn't really a battle that Iron needs to get involved in, really. He can afford to, you know, unless there's a major opportunity to get past, he doesn't need to risk anything.
And he's got a 7-second cushion for the actual race lead, so.
Yeah, now might be a good time to save fuel. Like, he probably is doing that, to be fair.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he's in lane 1.8 or 1.7.
yeah, it makes sense.
I see the top 3 pit in lap 18-ish.
Hulk is closing down quickly though. He's a gap already below 6 seconds. I know he's fighting for a championship and all, but Iron will want to win this race. He's led throughout.
He's the only driver with multiple wins on a season.
Yeah, he's looking for his 4th win of the season, and well, if he wins here today, he would move 25 points clear in front of Josh, and with 4 races to go, and with how consistent Iron is, it looks pretty unassailable, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
It just hasn't been a good run of races for Josh. Things just haven't gone his way. And I mean, he still had a good season overall, and he was super consistent at the start. It just hasn't. It seems to have slipped away in the last 3-4 races.
Yeah, didn't he finish second the first 4 races?
Yeah, he got 4 second places in the first 5 races, which is, and he was leading the championship at that point, I think.
Yeah.
So
I think he was 1 or 3 points ahead of Aaron at one point.
oh, he gets a penalty. That could be crucial later on in this battle he's in between Venom and Betrayer. Aaron is really backing off. Hulk is now only 3 seconds behind now. But I suppose the advantage of saving fuel now is when these lot eventually do pit, he's in a strong position. And Betrayer pits. Well, we know how good he can be on his tyres, so maybe he feels like he can comfortably do these 16 laps on Ultra Softs. Yep, Ultra Softs it is. For Betrayer, and I think he can get us to the end alright. And he's maybe looking for the undercut on Venom, which he should get really, as long as he has a good clean out lap with no traffic. Haig meanwhile is very close to Venom, but can't find a way through. Oh, Haig looking very racy, wants to get past the Haas driver who got his first podium of the season last week in Suzuka. Haig will still have crushing memories of Spain, where he was so close to a podium and had that puncture in the last lap.
It wasn't even just the podium, he was leading the race.
Yeah. You'd see, I think he made a very early stop that race, and he was taking a risk with the tyres, and it didn't quite pay off. I mean, he pitted pretty early tonight, but it's pretty obvious he's going for the 2-stopper, so there's no risk of a puncture today. Not through tyre wear anyway. So now Aaron would have been pretty calm about being behind his drivers before. Maybe not quite so calm now when he sees that very yellow Renault in his rearview mirror.
Get chased by a banana.
5 cars all in a row down the pit straight, very close together. There's still no way through for Haig. Can Haig get a good run out of here? Can Hulk get a potential run onto the back of Aaron? It won't be helped by the fact that Aaron will have DRS off Haig, so should be able to stay ahead, and Haig doesn't go for it again. He's trying to set himself up maybe for a lunge into here. No, quite. Oh, but he's got a potential run there, but that'd have been quite a very brave move to go side by side into there. And now into this, well, relatively new complex of corners. Don't know about you, but I do miss the old Singapore sling, and as I think Grumps went up the inside of Hulk, and I don't know if he chipped a bit of his front wing off there. I think it looks okay, but definitely put himself at risk there.
Yeah, it looks fine to me. He did win the race last week with wing damage.
Maybe it makes him quicker. Venom's still holding off Haig. They've been thinking about, both of them were thinking about pitting, I think. I do wonder if...
I remember the last time I saw a league race where 5 cars were nose to tail like this.
Venom pits, so Haig will stay out. And now Aaron's got a good chance to... Oh, and Grumps he's close to Hulk. Is he going to go down the inside? No, he's not. I think it's better of it.
Oh, come on.
And
I was on board with him. That is not a penalty. Come on.
Some very big inconsistencies in the penalty system on this game at times, it's fair to say.
Betrayer fast a lap race.
On those ultra softs, he's right behind LFC. And wow, you really do see how much you gain on fresh tyres. Like Betrayer and Venom, Betrayer was behind Venom, just behind him, and having that undercut, he's now 6 seconds ahead. That's quite something. As Betrayer goes down around the outside of LFC and takes 6th place. Still with the top 4 who are running nose to tail. Grumps has a penalty. I'm not sure about Hulk and Aaron. I'm not sure they do, so...
I know Aaron doesn't. Hulk served his.
I know Haig got a penalty, but he's not really in this fight, as he still has a stop to make. Simo's not that far behind either. I think these all been bunched up. Simo's now in this fight too.
Alright, Hulk had to stop and go, which he served, and he has 2 warnings.
Oh, so 1 away. And look how close Hulk is to the back of Aaron. Haig pits, so it releases Aaron now. Oh, and Hulk's had a poor exit from the final corner, and now Grumps.
Here comes Grumpy.
Down the inside. Oh, and again. I think Hulk's been saved by the fact that he also gets DRS. Back of Aaron, and Betray gets a penalty. Was it fair? Probably not. But it's the way it is. I imagine Haig's
He got it coming out of the final corner, so he might have gone a little wide.
Yeah, Haig is behind Venom, and even then you just see like... But Haig was just behind Venom. He's lost about 2, almost 3 seconds. I'd say 3 seconds in a lap. It's a crazy how much the undercut can really help you around here.
It is pretty crazy considering the tire wear's not that bad.
Yeah. These 23 or so corners really proving to be a difference when you're on fresh tyres. And the top 3 are so close together. I mean, you'd potentially expect these will be drivers that will be getting interviewed after a race.
Was
But
surprised, double sobbers.
Well, actually, I think as it stands, I don't know what if Seymour has any penalties, but with Grumps' penalty, I think Seymour would jump to third.
Yeah.
So, come on, Grumps, you can't let Sauber not have a double podium. That's your thing.
I know. It's funny. It's every time the top three and I do a practice session before the race, they get double podium, and they're running 1, 2, 3 again.
That's why he's so eager, I think, to get past Hulk, isn't it? Oh, that was a bit of a cut, I think. Hulk, Grumps definitely pushing the limits.
Simo has 1 warning, no penalty.
It's not a bad position to be in. Grumps is there or thereabouts, but but to be fair now, Hulk is falling out of DRS range of Iran, so that will make him more vulnerable to attack off Grumps. I think Iran's probably now switched the fuel mix up and is pushing a lot more. Oh, and Grumps dives again and goes to the inside, a bit Ricciardo-esque, but unlike Ricciardo-esque, doesn't then slam it up the inside.
That should just be referred to as Red Bull tactics, since Verstappen will do the same.
That's very true, and oh, that's a very aggressive defending from LFC. They nearly slammed Haig into a wall, but Haig does get the move done. I'm not sure he'll particularly appreciate that defending, but he's got the place. He's into 7th. No harm done. LFC still hasn't stopped, I don't think. No, he hasn't.
No.
So he'll probably drop down to 10th when he
He's going to pit now, probably. Because I did 20 laps yesterday on him.
He probably could have pitted a bit earlier, really, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Iran's leaving Hulk behind now, and Simo actually's got within DRS range of Grumps as well, so Simo showing good pace on the supers. If they match the Ferrari colours, I don't know if that's the hidden quality that he needed, but he's got good pace at the moment. Grumps again, pretty close. Can't quite get the move done. Thing is, if he can get past Hulk, he can then try and get that 3-second gap that he needs. Oh, so he's swerving out of there. Hulk did not get a good exit, so that's left him right to the prey of the Sauber. Hulk brakes very late though. Oh, that's great defending. That was superb defending. That braking really late, and it looks like Grumps had the edge, but Hulk's holding him off for now. LFC pits for supers. That's a interesting call.
Yeah.
It's not quite what I would have gone with, but
well, he did say in the chat he's doing softs and supers before the race started.
That's true, but if he can do 20 laps on softs, I mean, he could have easily risked the ultras.
Yeah.
He probably would have gained more time. Grumps is right there, but can't find a way through.
If you're gonna do softs to supers, you should have pit lap 15.
Yeah, I feel like he's not really got the optimum strategy there. He can still chase down Game Freaker though, he's only 4 seconds behind, so potentially still get 9th place. Haig is right behind Venom as well. So there is some battles going on, but I'm staying with this battle for P2 at the moment because you get the feeling that if they went alongside each other, it could be quite feisty, this battle. Hulk's driven superbly, it has to be said, all race. And showing a great turn of speed. But Grumps is looking quicker, he's got to be careful, he does not want to chip off that front wing. Especially around here, which I think you lose a lot of time.
Ooh.
Oh, he's going to the inside. Hulk again trying to be later on the brakes, but Grumps gets the elbows out, but Hulk's still got the inside line. Simo's just...
Oh, he bounced off the wall.
Oh, Grumps has got the inside. Surely he's got to move stick, but Hulk's not giving this place up, and now Simo might get a run on Hulk. But Hulk's still not giving the place up, but I think Grumps has got the move done in the end, but he had to work for that. And now Simo's right there as well, but I think he went a bit deep into... Oh, and
Oh, there goes the
Hulk's,
wing.
and that's Hulk's wing. Spent all that time talking about Grumps losing his wing, and it's Hulk that's done it in the end. Oh, and that's quite a big... That's
might get Grumpy his podium.
Yeah, I think he might have to pit here, Hulk, might he?
He's missing the whole right side.
Yeah, that's going to be a nightmare. Oh, you see him
Oh,
nudge
just
the
hit the
wall
wall.
there. Yeah, he's going to have to pit.
Yeah.
The plus side, he can go on ultras and just absolutely banzai qualifying lap after qualifying lap. So it's not
That
always...
is true. Although he doesn't have any fuel.
He's carrying on. Maybe he feels like at this point he might as well just nurse it to the end, but I feel like he's going to lose so much time. Simo, he's got no defence against Simo, surely. Well, I was wrong.
Whoa!
Maybe. That was... he's not giving up on this podium. Well, this might give Grumps the 3 seconds he needs to get second.
He's already got
oh. Oh, Hulk's... You wouldn't know Hulk's got half his front wing missing. With the way he's fighting, because he refuses to accept that he will not be on the podium. But surely Simo can break later than him. Yes, he can. Is Hulk going to try anything? No, I think he's tried, but... and that's the thing, Grumps has already got almost 3 seconds on Simo now, and... The next people that Hulk have to defend from are Betrayer and Venom, who are not that far down the road. Although Venom's got his mirrors full of Haig at the moment, as he has done for quite a while. It's so easy to do that though, we from wing, isn't it?
Yeah, just reading some of the comments in the chat, CC Brain says that there's a reason why they call Aaron King of Singapore.
That's very true. I've seen him have some fantastic races through there. I think he won from the back once.
Well, today he's trying to win from the front.
Yeah, not his
I
usual.
won't say he led light stuff flat, but you know. And hello, Abiod.
Those damn super soft runners. Can't say lights to flag because of that. So he's got a 4-second lead over Grumps. There's a yellow flag in sector 2.
Game Freaker.
It's Game Freaker and he's... I think he's chipped off
his left wing.
Yeah, so that's gonna... That potentially could cost him a point. He might as well stay... Oh, he might as well stay out. I don't know. Mr. P might
actually,
get...
Oh yeah, it's down to 11. I was gonna say it was at 20.
Yeah, I think Mr. P might potentially have that last point. We've not had a great race for Mr. P after that early drama, but could potentially his persistence could be rewarded in the end.
Yeah, and that's why you never quit. You never know what may happen.
Exactly.
And he's coming down.
I remember a race back in Australia. Oh, and a Haig looking getting past Venom, but no way through there. Yeah, I remember a race at Australia. I was a lap down, and I asked Remco over the mic to let me through on the last lap, just so I could unlap myself in case there was any drama up ahead. 2 cars crashed out. I got a point.
Nice.
So, that is the ultimate case of anything can happen. You just keep going, don't give up, and sometimes get a point out of nothing.
Yeah, I've had a guy give me my lap back right at the start-finish line for the last lap, just so I could get the extra $1 to donate to cancer.
Oh, that's class. That really is class.
I came around the final corner, and he's just sitting there parked at the finish line. And he let me go, then he crossed the line.
Oh, Venom, a bit out of shape. That might give Haig the opportunity he's been waiting for. He's surely... Oh, Venom goes very defensive. Haig potentially might go for the inside at turn 2. No. Venom defends well. Aggressively for sure, but within the rules.
That wing is really killing Hulk right now.
Yeah, he's going to have Betrayer getting past him soon, I think.
Yeah.
But he can't quite decide what side of a road he wants to get driver on. And yeah, neither side of a road helps him get past Venom. As it stands, it's going to be touch and go whether Grumps gets second or third. He needs another half second on Simo.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a close one to the finish, I think. Simo's had brilliant pace on the Supersofts, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, definitely. And he's clean too. He only has one warning the whole race.
Yeah, him and Aaron have been the class of the field in terms of both pace and warnings.
And Grumpy is one warning away from a second penalty.
Then that would kill any. So he's got to try and be quick to build up the gap without getting a warning. Not easy.
Yeah.
Not easy to do.
Well, at this point, I'd say he'd just settle for third and not make an extra mistake, just so fourth don't catch him.
Plus, you got to keep up running Sauber podiums going.
Yeah.
I'll let the side down, Grumps.
Might be a conspiracy every time I practice with them. They get double podiums 4 weeks in a row.
Josh might be banning you from those practices.
No, Josh was actually in the practice today.
I know, look what's happened.
Talk about the ultimate bad luck.
Oh, Betrayer's right behind Hulk. I'm interested to see how much Hulk fights this. He certainly didn't give up positions to anybody else, so I expect a fight here. Betrayer's looking for the move. Hulk defends and keeps the space, the place for now. But and I think that Venom said to defend from Haig, which he did just about. He's holding on to 6th place of Venom, another good result, but not quite the podium he'd be hoping for. But he could still get 5th, because I don't think Hulk's going to be very quick towards the end.
Yeah, that's what I love about this division. No matter what race they're at, there's always some battle going on. The field's never strung out where no one's near each other.
Oh, definitely. I mean, even now, the top 3.
Battles. Yeah. Ow. 39-8 game frame.
Well, if you can't get any points, get the fastest lap. I've never seen someone defend so hard in half a front wing before. Fair play, Hulk. It might be a blessing.
He's very clean about it too.
Yeah.
For sure, Betrayer's going to have him going into 1.
Yeah, it's probably the worst corner on the track for that front wing damage.
Oh, he backed off.
Betrayer feeling. Oh, and Haig down inside of Venom, and this time Venom can't defend. And Haig has 6th place, but I think Haig has a penalty, so I'm not sure Venom does. So that could potentially switch around again, but depends how quickly Haig can get after the 2 cars ahead. And they're going to be battling. Oh, and Trey goes for the late switchback. Oh, and they make a bit of contact wheel to wheel, I think. So, yeah. Hulk just is, he may not have much of his front wing left, but he's not going to give these positions up.
No, Big C. Hulk got damage on the back of Grumpy. After Grumpy passed him, they kind of got accordion effect into the tunnel.
Yeah, into the hairpin, this corner here actually, on board with Betrayer.
Oh yes, sorry, it was here.
Yeah, I think Grumps was still only just behind Aaron, so he broke quite late, and Hulk... Oh, surely Betrayer's got him through here.
Yeah.
Fair play, Hulk, you give it a superb right.
Oh!
No, that's gone wrong, and Betrayer's down the escaped, and, well, I think he just drove into the wall there.
Yeah.
And Betrayer retired. I wonder if Betrayer's going to be a little bit angry about that, because it was...
That was going to end up in the stores, for sure.
It's aggressive defending from a car that is carrying damage. And
yeah,
there was always a risk of that happening. Haig is next to try passing Hulk, and
there's the 10-second penalty for leaving the race.
yeah. Oh. And Haig gets past Hulk, no problem, so Haig is up to 4th now. It's looking less and less likely that Grumps is going to get the gap in East to Simo, because if anything, Simo's lapping a little bit quicker at the moment. 2.1 seconds of gap. Well, Game Freak is going to get a point too.
Yep.
Everyone
Just
finished.
finish.
Yep. Not only that, he did a monstrosity of a fastest lap.
Actually, all they have to do is complete this lap and everyone gets points because it's 90%.
That's true. So, who's next to try to pass Hulk? It is Venom.
Good luck, Venom. Mr. P with a penalty. Not that it matters, it's 12 seconds ahead.
Well, Venom doesn't need to rush this move because the next car is Clyde and he's 23 seconds behind, so... Whereas I think Betrayer was worried about Venom and Heiko maybe get catching up to him if he couldn't get past quickly.
I think Aaron's in cruise control now because the gap is coming down a little bit.
Yeah, there's no need for Aaron to rush.
Nope. Hit your marks, keep it clean, and we'll see you in interviews in a couple of minutes.
Every single race I've commentated on, I think he's been on the podium, so...
And he's won 3 of 4 of them.
He's going to be devastated I'm leaving.
Oh, did you tell him that part yet?
Nope.
This guy.
Yeah.
He's supposed to give 2 weeks notice, like in real life.
It's a good job I'm not quick enough for. It's enough for real life, isn't it?
It would be a fun real life job to commentate one of these races.
Oh yeah. Unless you had David Croft next to you shouting his lungs out.
That's true.
So Venom still behind Hulk. He hasn't really had much of a chance to overtake him yet. Then maybe he saw what happened with Hulk and Betrayer and he's been a little bit cautious. Game Freak gets literally the most irrelevant time penalty you'll ever see.
Were you on board with him?
No. But I mean, it's irrelevant in regards to where he is because he's last out with 10 runs anyway. Oh, and Venom looks for the inside, but Hulk is in no mood to give the place up.
Oh, and because that Betrayer and Hulk incident, it ruined my prediction of 11 and 12 cars finishing.
Oh, oh.
Wow,
Ooh.
Venom just kept it off the wall.
Yeah. You were talking, I just saw him go through the corner and start to slide, and I was like, oh.
Good car control.
Oh,
whoa.
Where is he going?
Not good car control there. It's like, Venom, we're in Singapore, we're not in China.
He spent a lot of his race defending Venom. He's not, doesn't look quite as confident at attacking.
He's had a solid. He just backed off.
The engineer, I assume the engineer will have told him that Hulk's got damage. He may even realise
The
just by his
engineer
lack of
doesn't even
pace.
tell you when it's gonna rain. Come on.
Yeah, the gaps are all sort of concertinaing up at the front, but I don't think there's going to be any change to the positions other than Simo grabbing second.
Yeah, Simo will get second. Yeah.
It's a great result for Simo. He didn't look to be that quick on the ultra softs, but since he's stuck on those super softs, he's been brilliant. You get the feeling with Aaron that he's in cruise control. I don't think he's had to push that much today. Once Josh retired and Hulk got that stop-go penalty, I think that was his main challenge. Is out, like done for.
Yeah, once Grumpy and Hulk made contact, Aaron pulled away.
On to the last lap now. See if Venom can get past Hulk. Simo's closing in on Grumps. But again, that position's going to switch around it regardless. Maybe Gumps might be thinking about letting him through. I don't know. Oh, and Venom comes from a long way back, and I wouldn't attempt that. He needs to set it up really for this DRS zone, but that's not the way to do it.
No.
Too much curb. I see. That's the problem. He kind of ruined his momentum, and now he's probably
having bad exits.
Yeah, he's too far away. He's got a few more. I think he's got another opportunity. If he can get a good run out of that hairpin after the tunnel, then he's got an opportunity. He's close. He catches up so much for the braking zones. Looking quickly at top four. Let's follow Aaron round. And this is the race that could define his season, with his fellow championship contender Josh crashing out the race. It means Aaron will open up a 25-point gap on his nearest challenger and surely be heading towards his first title in quite a long time. He rounds the final few corners now. And Aaron is going to win once again at Singapore. He is the king of Singapore. He wins at the Marina Bay Street Circuit. Simo gets second thanks to Grumps' penalty. Grumps takes third. Haig has had a very good recovery after a slightly alternate strategy. He takes a comfortable fourth in the end though. That's a good result for him.
He had the wing damage lap 1.
Oh, of course, yeah. Explains the early pit stop.
Good recovery drive.
Yep, good solid points for him. I think he'll be too disappointed with that. And it looks like Hulk is going to hold off Venom.
Yep.
Venom might be ruining that, especially if he finds out that he had front wing damage on the Renault.
Hulk, depending on if the Troyer puts that into storage, Hulk might be dropping down a spot.
Might be saved by the fact that Betrayed just retired, and he might just think, oh, there might be no point. But Clyde takes 7th. LFC will get 8th. LFC with a slightly questionable strategy, but I think he drove very well throughout. No issues for him, and a solid points. Mr. P had that incident early on and had to pit quite early, so it was always play catch up from there. So again, more solid points in 9th. And Game Freaker, we saw him spinning about 10 laps ago, I think, and he collects the final point, and I think he also got the fastest lap. So,
yes.
And those are the 10 finishes. Perfect. 10-point scoring finishes, and the 10 cars finished. And once again, it's a double Sauber podium. I'll quickly say I would say that my driver of the day after that, I'd give it to Simo.
I'd give it to... Oh god, I forgot who finished 4th already.
Haig.
Is that Haig?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to Haig. Yeah. And good on Josh for staying for the whole session, even though Betrayer left.
I too will get the podium finishes into the party chat. If you could suggest them to me, and I'll...
Yes, sir.
I'll quickly grab a drink, because throat's feeling pretty dry after that.
Let's see, Simo. If the rest of my friends list would load. Come on. You can do it. PSN's been so bad the last couple of days.
Oh, it really has. Especially on Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, there's Simo. I'll see if the rest of these people load up.
Alright,
Aaron.
Yeah, some very good drives tonight. Like Haig, Simo, Venom, I thought drove very well, solidly. Clyde, obviously Aaron, who won the race, had a great drive.
And Mr. Grumpy, there you are. There you go.
Thank you.
That's everybody.
There we go, just wait for the podium finishers to join us. I might as well just invite Aaron and Grumps before the race at this point.
Well,
But
like I told them last week, they should just stay in the party while we're commentating. While we mute them, just unmute them when it's over.
yeah, feels so much easier.
Oh, look who's here again.
Yeah.
There we go.
Alright, everybody's in. To make sure
Make
again
sure
that
your
you.
voices can be shared.
Yep.
Make sure you're not on the blue screen.
Nope. Never.
Oh, do I need to make sure I'm not as well? I'll go back into the game just to check.
Alrighty, so we'll start with Iran. Congratulations on the win. And you've been labelled by some as the King of Singapore after that. How are you feeling after the race?
I have to say I'm delighted. First of all, I did not expect to get pole position. I've been waiting 5 years for that one. I think you were on the grid with me, Jake. Last time I got pole around Brands Hatch on the F1 2013 game, and now that track's not even on the calendar. The record that time under a minute. But no, I was happy to get pole. Get away was good. Controlled the first stint quite well, although Hulk was reasonably quick in the Renault, which was quite surprising, so he had good pace. And yeah, I know Josh was trying to undercut me, but I think he had a moment with Haig where he destroyed his vehicle, and yeah, when I emerged behind Haig, I thought, yeah, I better take it a little bit easy. And I didn't really get involved in the battle between the two cars, so I just kept my nose clean. Yeah, happy to bring it home for the victory, and happy for my teammate to join me on the podium again. It's a good result for our team.
Yeah, we were quite shocked at that pole position. Josh nearly stole it off you at the death. Were you a bit worried that after all that wait for a pole position, he'd then mess up the race?
It wasn't a worry for me, because I thought, you know what, I've got a pole position. If I don't win, I don't win. It's not all about winning, it's about just enjoying it. So I wasn't really too bothered, but obviously, yeah, I'm delighted with the result.
We noticed you were saving fuel behind Haig. He said you were being pretty cautious, and then obviously Hulk started to close. Were you worried then that you were going to be under attack from the Renault?
I was a little bit worried, but you know, I've got to trust myself, and you know, around Singapore, getting involved in battles wheel to wheel, it can be risky, and considering the position I was in, I didn't want to take that risk. So I thought I'd be patient, wait for them to make their pit stops, and you know, see what comes from it. And yeah, it worked out.
Obviously, you never like to see drivers out the race, but thanks to Joshua's retirement, you're now 25 points clear in the championship. Is that championship now almost in sight?
It's never done and dusted until the fat lady sings, and I know that from history. I've seen it from others in history where, you know, the next race, you know, it can all change. But obviously, Singapore's a joker circuit on the calendar, and I've seen it change many championship battles in the past, and I've seen it change the tide. But you can only fully determine that at the end of the season after we find out who comes out on top.
Okay, congrats again on the race victory, and
Cheers.
yeah, well done on the first pole position in a very long time.
Thank you.
So we'll move on now to Seema, who claimed a brilliant second place. Just describe how you're feeling after that.
Yeah, happy. It's been a bit of a barren few weeks, really. I had a couple of disasters, some of my own making, some just accidents. So it's nice to just get a bit of a clean run. And I was sort of happy having quite a boring race in fifth, really, in the early stages. Then Josh got taken out, and Hulk and Grumps had a bit of a coming together while they were behind Haig. So front wing damage let me get through, which was nice. And lucky Grumpy cut a corner somewhere. So I think I was at 2 warnings, so the last lap was a bit twitchy. But yeah, definitely happy to be back on the podium.
We saw how quick you were in the dry at Suzuka, claiming pole position. So were you confident that if you finally got a dry race, you'd be able to get this sort of result?
Yeah, definitely. I was worried again if this was going to be wet, because I'd expect I'd have been in the wall with 3 wheels on. So, but the practice during the week, my time trials have been going sort of fairly well. It's at the time seemed competitive. So yeah, it was always a hope, but in general, it was just try and keep your race clean and see where I ended up.
We noticed that, in particular, you looked a lot quicker on the super soft tyre. Was that something that you picked up as well?
Not really. I probably just because I pitted a bit later than I wanted. I got a bit sort of dummied by Grumpy, so I thought I'll go in when Aaron does, because I know obviously Grumpy can't pit. And then I thought I saw Aaron going in the pits, and then Grumpy started going that way. So I thought, right, well, I'll just stay out another lap then. And then it turned out Aaron was in the pits, and Grumpy would just nearly made a mistake. So I just sort of ended up being a bit too far behind in the pit window. So I think just I had younger tyres helped me have a bit more pace on the super softs.
Did you start to see that podium opportunity arise when you saw the Saubers and Hulk bunched up behind the drivers who'd yet to pit?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, so catching up and thought I've got a chance here, and then Hulk had sort of said he'd had a bit of front wing damage because they all got a bit too close, and then he went into the back of Grumpy after Grumpy got ahead of Hulk again. So I thought, well, that's it. He's got no front wing. I've got to go for this now and make it count because you don't get too many chances.
How much have you been concerned by the Constructors' Championship, and would you now concede defeat after Josh's retirement tonight?
Yeah, I must admit, it was looking good a few races ago, but as Ferrari, we've not had a good clean a couple of races. I don't think we've had both finishes actually the last few weeks. So, yeah, I think we're probably a bit too far behind, especially if Saubers keep getting 2 podiums. There's not a lot of space for Ferraris if 2 of them have got Saubers on them.
Well, congrats again on the second place. Great result.
Thank you.
Move on to Grumpson, who took third place. It's getting to the point now where we might as well invite both Saubers to this before the race even starts. How are you feeling after that? Yet another podium.
A bit of mixed feelings, really. I don't think I deserve that. I hit the wall about 5 times quite hard, so I thought I was going to lose my wing or wheel. I should have done, really, but yeah. And I don't think I was that quick, so I'm surprised to see myself up on the podium.
Yeah, it looked at one point, it looked like, I don't know if it was just the way I was looking at it from the camera angle, but it looks like you hit Hulk and I thought you'd lost a bit of your front wing then. That must have been a pretty close moment.
Yeah, I'd brake too late, hit the back of him slightly. I thought I did lose some there as well, but unfortunately he got wing damage because it sent him into the back of Aaron.
Were you worried by Hulk's pace? Because he looked at certain points during the race that he was probably the quickest driver out there.
Yeah, he was quick. I didn't think I'd be able to keep up with him, but the late pitters helped me come back into play after the pit stops.
And just quickly on the Constructors' battle, it's looking pretty good for Sauber now. A few more good points finishes and the title should be yours.
Yeah, it's been good. Sorry. Getting distracted here.
No problem. I think as well with that result, I think you move into third in the championship. I might be wrong. Correct my maths on that. But
I think he was third currently.
It was Blue Mosquito, but he wasn't here tonight.
Oh, yeah, should be.
Would that represent a good season for you if you could seal third?
Yeah, much better than I expected coming into the season. So yeah, happy with how high up I am, especially after those few races where I wasn't scoring.
Have you got any questions to add, Demon?
Not really. Just how everyone feels about Monza being next week. Let's start with Aaron.
I was quite surprised to see it retained on the calendar, first of all. That's all I can say about it, really. It's an incredibly interesting circuit. I've not particularly enjoyed it over the seasons, I can say that, but it is what it is, and I've just got to go there, see what I can do, and give it the best I've got. But I'm not expecting too many fireworks. I mean, it's a Ferrari's home track, so I'm sure the Tifosi will be pumped up for Simo and Josh. So yeah, it'll be a good race. But it's nice to get out of this street circuit and onto a wider track. For a wider track, fast track means I could be involved in incidents.
How about you, Simo? How do you feel about Monza?
Similar thing to Erin there, really. I've not actually had too many good experiences of it so far, racing online. But yeah, there's a first time for everything. I've not had too many good experiences of Singapore, and it worked out well today. So fingers crossed. Like I said, we'll give the Tifosi something to shout about.
Sounds good. How about you, Grumpy?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the circuit, to be honest. I'm surprised it's on the calendar. But I'm not.
Sounds like sounds like a field of everybody that hates the track next week.
I've never really had any pace around there either. Yeah.
So everyone's looking forward to Monza then.
Yeah, big week of practice going on, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Hopefully nobody leaves otherwise, because the track, as long as there's no slipstream glitch, it should be pretty exciting.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
anyone leaves the Monza, that should be-
Yep. Alright then.
Schrader did leave today.
I'll probably wrap up the stream now. This probably is going to be my last stream, so for a while anyway. So sorry, there's been fun commentating F4, and hopefully I'll be back again for the 2018 game. Thanks always to Demon for commentating with me, and hopefully he'll stay on comms for the rest of the season. I'll share a link on Twitter to whoever's streaming, so hopefully nobody will miss it. And yeah, thanks to everyone, thanks to the top 3, and yeah, have a good one. Look forward to watching Monza.
Cheers.
See ya.